Good morning, PotCoins. Today is Sunday, 8 March 2015. We are currently on block 671313 of the Pot chain. Here's what's been going on this week. PotCoin 3.0 has been a hot topic on the subreddit lately. It's the transition to becoming the first completely community-owned, decentralized autonomous organization. And that's no easy task, especially since it's never been done before and there is no working model to base it on. The full transition will take many months, possibly a few years. The community will have ownership over all PotCoin social media accounts with shared administration. There will be a pool of funds that will be managed by the community, and its primary purpose is to pay for servers and services. The details of how this is actually going to happen are still fuzzy. The devs are putting out as much information as they can, but they're taking a cautious approach, trying to be careful not to promise impossible things, and instead making believable statements like, "This could take a while." Keep your eyes on the PotCoin subreddit. There should be more info coming out this week. Last month, the PotCoin team got a lawyer to get a statement of position from the MED in Colorado about the use of digital currencies. The MED was supposed to respond with their position within 30 days. Most people were expecting no response, meaning that the MED has no position. But something much more interesting has happened. The MED is actually taking this seriously. They've asked for more time to make their decision and to meet with either someone from the PotCoin team or their lawyer, Rachel Gillette. So this coming Wednesday, the 11th, Rachel will be meeting with the MED to clarify some things about digital currencies. The result will be a part of the history of digital currencies and legalization of marijuana, not just for PotCoin, but all cryptocurrencies in general. The MED will take an additional 3 weeks after the meeting to present their statement. The most impressive part of all of this to me is that they have not just blindly said no or refused to give a position. So far, it seems very promising. I'll be sitting on the edge of my seat till we hear back from the MED. Bitcoins in Kenya. While Bitcoins are generally a first world geek hobby, the transition is happening to bring this reliable international currency to the developing world. Mr. Antonopoulos has stated many times that Bitcoin's benefits is not for the first world. It's for the other 6 million, the unbanked majority of the world. Since 2005, Kenyans have been using M-Pesa as currency. M-Pesa are phone minutes that can be traded person to person. It's a completely digital currency that only exists through text messages on cell phones. It was started by Vodafone from Europe partnering with Safaricom from Africa. Kenya's population is around 40 million people, and there are 17 million active M-Pesa accounts. Since the average life expectancy is about 60 years and the infancy mortality rate has dropped below 5%, this means that almost all adults in the country are using M-Pesa for almost all transactions. Last year, I read an article about how Bitcoin could compete with M-Pesa, but recently an article from Cointelegraph is far more promising than competition. M-Pesa is partnering with Bitcoin. Rather than compete, it's turning out to be far more profitable to play nice together. BitPesa is a company that acts as an exchange, converting Bitcoin to M-Pesa or the much less desired Kenyan shilling. At the end of last month, BitPesa raised 1.1 million for expansion. TagPesa is another company that converts shillings, M-Pesas, and Bitcoins. It was bought out by iGot, an Australian-based exchange that now operates in about 50 countries. Remittance through Bitcoin to the developing world is starting to take off. This is likely a contributing factor for Bitcoin having a strong February. As these services grow, so will the network effect of Bitcoin, making the entire Bitcoin network that much more valuable. I was still thinking that Bitcoin would go sub 100, but it looks like the floor is currently at 200 and increasing. This year is already turning out to be better for Bitcoin than last year. Sure, the price is much lower than it was a year ago today, but it's going up, as opposed to last year that saw continuous losses. That's it for this edition of Mad PotCoins. Smoke 'em if you got 'em.